Try opening your
Nothing.
mouth. Welcome to the Bullshit Brigade. A bunch of bullshit's going to be happening. I am Jaro. What's going on, guys?
I'm Efren, and sorry for my potato microphone this week.
I'm Cody, coming to you from Des Moines, Iowa. I do not have potato mic quality this week.
Thank God.
Thank God.
All right, well, I guess I should start with why I have potato mic quality this week.
Because you're poor?
Well, actually, I decided to come home for the holidays back to El Paso. So I completely didn't even think ahead and forgot my laptop and my mic when I flew out here. So I ended up having to record with just my phone. So, but at least we're doing it. At least we're still doing the podcast this week.
We're doing it for you guys, our fan.
Zzz.
Oh,
by the way, we are now officially on Stitcher, TuneIn, and on Spotify.
The link will be in the description below. Sick.
Anyways, what was I saying?
You went to El Paso? Back home?
Okay, so I'm in El Paso right now, and my flight leaves at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. And I was not smart enough to bring my laptop and my microphone.
Fucking noob.
So I have potato microphone this week. I'm sorry, guys. But anyways, so one thing I wanted to talk about this week because of my experience flying this week was Southwest Airlines. Do you guys ever fly Southwest?
It's the cheapest one, dude. Of course.
No, honestly, we never fly that one. They don't have a hub out of Des Moines.
Oh, really?
Oh, I guess that's true because it is Southwest. But
Yeah.
they're moving a lot more. You know, they have a lot more places they fly to now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm surprised they don't have anything out of Des Moines.
Well, I think they have stuff that comes in, but I don't know that I think it's basically just the flight to I think we do a direct to Dallas, and I think that's about all they do.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But I was very impressed with Southwest this time. I usually fly Southwest because, like Jaro said, they are the cheapest. But I was very impressed with them this trip. One, I got on one of the newer aircrafts, so it was really clean, really nice, and I don't know, it felt like there was a little bit more legroom, even though there probably wasn't. And then the flight, we were 10 minutes ahead of schedule, which was, it's always awesome to arrive early. Yeah. And they were really quick getting everybody on the plane and getting everybody off of the plane. And I flew in on Thanksgiving morning, so I don't know if they just wanted to get going and, kind of finish up their shit for the day or what it was. But it seemed like everybody at Southwest was on point. I was very, very impressed. That's all I wanted to say about Southwest. I was expecting a horrible day of travel, and it was not bad at all. Although I did have to show up at the airport at 4 a.m. because my flight was I think my flight took off at 7, and I was expecting there to be huge lines at the airport at Love Field, and there wasn't. I got through security in 10 minutes. But I did notice by the time I had gotten through security and I was putting my shoes back on and stuff, there was a long line that had already formed in just those 5 minutes of me going through security. And I mean, probably a 30, 40-minute line already.
Did you get randomly selected?
Of course. I always get randomly selected. He's like, "Sir, can you step to the side?" I was like, shit. But he was quick about it. No glove treatment this time. And no, he just he was like, "We just need you to step over here." They swabbed my hands, and then they patted my legs down a little bit more. They checked my hat, and then they opened my bag up. But they were really quick about it, really, really efficient. So it wasn't too bad.
Nice.
And then I had to go and kill a couple hours. I will say, the food inside of the terminal is always super overpriced. Even just the Whataburger is overpriced.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's how they do it.
That's airport food for you.
I hate
Tomorrow I'll do the same shit. Fuck everybody else.
I hate that, man, because it's like people are there. They're already not going to be in the best of moods because they're traveling.
Mm-hmm.
And then
everybody's all pissed and shit.
Right? You're already like, oh, I got to travel. Or if, there's God forbid, a baby that's crying the whole time on your flight.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not an ideal situation, and they just got to throw salt in the wound.
Yeah. It's never a straightforward situation when you're flying. What did everybody get up to for Thanksgiving?
I just really hung out with family. Uh, Thanksgiving morning, my grandpa picked me up from the airport, like he always does. We
I
came
saw
back
that
to the
picture.
house and just kind of set up. What's up, Joe?
I saw that picture.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I did. I posted a picture of my grandpa because every time I fly in, he picks me up now, right? Because my grandparents hated the fact that I moved away, so they're always super excited to see me.
Mhm.
Well, about 10 visits ago, my grandpa was kind of like insistent that he wanted to pick me up from the airport. So I was like, okay, if you really want to pick me up from the airport, I'm not, I'm cool with not paying that Uber fee or whatever. So he started picking me up, but instead of just kind of hanging out like where you could just drive up to pick me up, he actually parks and gets off and waits for me at the bottom of the stairs coming down like for arrivals. So he does this every time. He always stands in the exact same spot.
That's like
So
old
this
school,
year,
dude.
this year what I did is I pulled out my camera, I set it all up, right? And as I'm coming down the escalator, I snapped a couple pictures of him just hanging out, waiting for me to show up. Because I always think it's the coolest thing, because he's so excited to see me that
Yeah.
he decides that he wants to
Every
wait
second he
at the
can
bottom
see
of the
you.
stairs. Yeah. And then he also like shows up super early in case I show up early or something. So my flight landed at like 8:30 or something like that. I swear to God, he probably showed up at the airport at like 7:15.
God damn.
Even when they travel, they show up to the airport like 3 or 4 hours early for their flight.
Jesus.
It's all about the
So, like,
experience,
when
man.
yeah, that's like the best thing that I could say is that he's always there and that he's always waiting for me. There's never a question, and he'll ask me like 3 or 4 times on the phone the couple days leading up to my trip. We'll talk on the phone, and he'll be like, "When are you coming in? And what time? And when do I need to pick you up?" Stuff like that.
That's cool.
So
Nice.
he's always super excited to see me when he picks me up.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
should
But
you should contact the airport next time ahead of time and have him like go through and put an X on his normal spot, so it's like a
a reserve.
His
You know,
spot.
put a little
that's a
reserve
reserve.
It's $30.
That way
fee.
nobody will stand there. It'll just be
Yep.
his spot. What about you guys? What did you do?
Oh, we ended up Cassie and I ended up going to northern Wisconsin and spent Thanksgiving with her family.
Wisconsin, huh?
Wisconsin,
The cheese
went
state.
went up and had some cheese curds, that's for sure.
Had him out the airport and shit.
What's that?
Is
They
that
had him out the airport like no big
Yeah,
deal.
right. We drove up this time. It's only, I think it was like 4.5, 5 hours, but we ended up getting stuck in rush hour traffic in Minneapolis on the way up, and then
Oh, congratulations.
yeah, it was a freaking joy. But yeah, all in all, it was good. We ended up cooking for everybody, and yeah, just a good hangout.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's cool. How do you like Wisconsin?
cold.
Colder.
It's colder.
How
Yeah,
cold was it? Was there snow?
yeah, there was snow. Yeah, it was in the 20s and 30s both days we were up there. And then I guess the last day we got up there Wednesday evening, it was cold and shitty, and then Friday when we came back, it was actually warm enough. It was raining, just barely warm enough. It's pretty up there. It's just, I don't know. It's a place I would care to live for a long period of time.
So only visit pretty much.
Yeah, it's fun for a visit.
So did Cassie? Because you guys met in high school, didn't you?
Yeah.
Or in college? In high school.
Yeah.
So did Cassie grow up in Des Moines, or did she grow up in
No.
Wisconsin?
No, she this northwest Iowa, because I lived in
Okay.
South Dakota at the time, so we were all in the same student ambassador group.
Yeah, because you guys
okay.
you met abroad, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, I never
Well,
knew that.
to an extent. Yeah,
It's a romantic story.
yeah, it's a romantic story.
He
Well,
was
let's hear
fucking
it.
her for 2 weeks.
So much love. No, we were
Well, let's
both.
hear the story.
Well, we were both picked as student ambassadors when we were in high school, 15, 16, 17-year-olds, that they send to different parts of the world to do like a, basically just to see the sights, and then you're supposed to kind of blend in with society. They give you bright maroon shirts to try and blend in with everybody else. Nothing like 40 teenagers in the same clothing to
They're normal.
travel.
They're not
Yeah,
tourists.
totally normal. But yeah, that's essentially how we met. We'd kind of met on the state side, and then things kind of came together in Europe. So
you guys like started hanging out, talking
Yeah.
at the airport, or what?
yeah, she's crazy cute.
You like waiting in line because I do too.
Yeah, exactly.
What was the pickup line, huh? Do you remember?
No, I don't think there really was one. It was just me being immensely awkward.
Hi.
Oh yeah.
Hi. Hi.
Oh, I didn't mean to bump into you. Hi, my
What's
name is
your
Cody.
What's your name?
I don't know. With a face like that, it must have taken a lot of convincing.
Well,
Oh, damn.
Had 8 inches less hair growing off of it. That's for sure.
Oh, wow. What a
Because
brag.
we know she loves all of that.
Yeah, I may not be talking about my face either.
Ooh.
She didn't see any of that on the trip.
No, I actually was clean shaven for the first time.
I remember I've seen pictures of you from back in high school. It is
Oh,
Doesn't even look like you, dude.
bizarre.
It's like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah,
well, I've always known you with the beard, so it's bizarre to see you without.
yeah. It's not a lifestyle I condone for anyone.
Clean shaven.
A clean shaven. Look like
Actually,
a-
I recently saw a study that they asked women what they find most attractive,
yeah.
and they ranked like five different levels of beardness, I guess.
Mhm.
And the number 5 most attractive was clean shaven, and then I think it was like mustache, and then it was mustache and goatee, then it was full face of beard, and then it was beard with stubble. So like like those like scraggly beards
Mhm.
was the number 1, which doesn't really make sense to me because it's like, wouldn't you want a full on beard? But I guess it's the whole untamed like mess going on that's more attractive. But I'm not a woman, so I wouldn't know.
I would have figured it was just the soul patch would be like the number 1, so cool.
I was thinking the Fu Manchu. That's what I was
Flavor
thinking.
saver.
I need
Little-
chocolate.
Got the little clit tickler thing.
That's what they like.
Dude, that's why I grow out the little bit I have,
That's kind of what you got going.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Just wait until you can chew on the whole thing. You get it stuck in every bit of food you eat.
Worth
It already like my mustache hairs already like when
Yeah.
I'm eating, it feels
Yeah.
like there's hair in my food, but it's just my mustache.
Yeah.
I got it trimmed this week, but I went to a barber and I went to go get like a haircut and a straight razor shave here in El
Mhm.
Paso, and the dude did a horrifically bad job.
You slit
Like-
your throat?
Almost, dude. It was a straight razor shave, so my skin should have been baby ass smooth, right?
Yeah.
And I left and I could still feel the stubble because he missed all sorts of spots on my chin and everything.
Jesus.
And then down here at the bottom of my neck, like he got too close with the razor, so it got all irritated and like it still hurts right now. All of this part right here, and then when he was lining me up, he decided to use the straight razor to line up the top of my forehead. And I don't know if you can see it on the webcam, but on one of the corners, he went
God
way too
damn.
deep. He went way too deep, and it's irritated. It's super red. It was really bad. And then he fucked up the haircut too. So like in the back, he was squaring it up and he went up way too high. He's like halfway up the back of my neck. And then the top, there's a bunch of parts that are like uneven and not cut well. And then the sides, he was shaving the side of my head because I always get it a 2.
Mhm.
And he was shaving it. And then at one point he stops and he goes, "Hey, you have a bald spot right here. I never know if you noticed." And I was like, "I've never had a bald spot there before. There wasn't a bald spot there 10 minutes ago."
He's like, oh, fuck. Hey, you got a bald spot.
Yeah, and then he goes, "I just wanted to show you so you didn't think it was me." And I was like, "What the fuck, dude? There's no way
That's a hell
that
of a
was
cover
me."
up.
I know.
Oh, yeah. I was at that point, I should have stopped and been like, "No, I'm going to go to a different barber."
Yeah.
But I was like, "Fuck it. I'm not walking around with half a haircut." So I ended up just letting him finish. And I wish I wouldn't have because I paid him I think it was like $30 with the tip for everything. It was
Jesus.
not worth it at all. Like
First,
the haircut
I'm
is
a bad
bad.
judge of the cost of haircuts because my sister-in-law does all mine for free. So
Nice.
Oh, I wish I had that because I'm sure she already knows how to cut your hair and everything.
yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, he fucked her shit up. That's what that was.
It looks like
Dude,
right
look at this.
here.
Fuck you,
Yeah.
Cody. Here,
Hey, Cody, I was talking to Jaro earlier, and we were on the phone right before the podcast. And I don't know what it is, but every time I hit send on Jaro, the game just pops right into my head.
Fuck you.
Every time.
Fuck you. Oh my god.
Fuck, that was like a
You
2
gotta
hours
love
ago.
losing the game. I don't know what it is, but every time I dial Jaro's phone number, all I think about is the game. And then rules of the game, you got to tell somebody. So I told him, and now you brought it up.
People are not
I
going to
should
listen to our
just,
podcast because they keep losing the game, dude.
Yeah. It's really
We need to
hurting
stop
our
that.
views for our
But
listeners.
our 20 listeners,
20 listeners. Hey, you know
20
what?
pace listeners.
That's actually that's actually more than I anticipated.
anyways, what did you do for Thanksgiving, Jaro?
I just hung out with Tiffany's family. Nothing too crazy.
How did that go?
That was pretty cool. Normal shit, family, hello, bullshitting, drinking. It was pretty fun because I never really hung out with all of them. Like, a lot of them came over, like her cousins from California and stuff like that. So it's pretty dope. Then we made a Oreo brownie cookie cake.
That sounds
Dang,
delicious.
that was delicious. Holy fuck, it was gone. Yeah, should take a picture. Too
Oh,
bad.
man.
But yeah, then that's it. That's it. Nothing too crazy.
No. The one thing that was pretty cool while I was here was we ended up going over to my cousin's house one of the nights and we played Stat Cup. Have you guys ever played Stat Cup?
Dude, hell yeah.
So we went over to my cousin's house to play beer pong, or not beer pong,
Stack up.
Stat Cup.
Stack up.
And dude, Stat Cup is like my family's favorite drinking game. We got fucking tore up on Stat Cup. Have you
How
ever
many
played
games
it,
you guys
Cody?
play?
No, I've never played it.
I think we probably played 10 or 11 games in
God
total.
damn.
Jesus.
Dude, my family, we are drinkers till the end. So well, no, maybe you know what? It was probably like 7 or 8 games. In all reality, I might have been exaggerating a little bit, but it was probably 7 or 8 games. And we got fucking tore up. My cousin ended up falling asleep, and then I fell asleep shortly after. So my cousin's boyfriend drove us home. But anyways, for Cody, the rules of Stat Cup are really simple, right? So you take like 10 cups or 11 cups and you fill them up about a quarter to a third of the way up with beer. And then you take one in the middle and you put a pretty big hefty shot and you set them up kind of in the middle of the table. Then you take 2 empty cups and 2 ping pong balls. And the object of the game is to bounce the ping pong ball off of the table and into the cup, right? But that's not the hard part. What you do is 2 people stand on opposite ends of the table and they start. So once you bounce the ping pong ball into the cup, you move it over to the next person and so on and so forth. But when it becomes Stat Cup is when, like, let's say you can't get it and you're going, but the other side of the table, it keeps moving to the next person and the next person and the next person. It catches up to you, right? Let's say the person to the left of you, if it's going counterclockwise, lands it in theirs before you can. They take their cup and they stack your cup, right? So now there's 2 cups. And you take those 2 cups and you pass it to your right, but you're still playing. And the way you get a cup is you grab one of those 10 that's in the center and you pound that beer and then you start going. But while you're pounding that beer, the person next to you is trying to get it into those 2 cups and so on and so forth until sometimes you'll end up with like 8 cups, 8 cups tall. You're trying to bounce it in there, 8 cups up. The other person only has 1 cup height to go. They stack you on the 8 cups. So now it's 9 cups. You got to take another freaking beer, chug it, and then it goes all the way around. So like 4 or 5 people end up chugging throughout that one game, that one round. And then the kicker is the last person to lose, right? So the last person to get stacked has to take that big shot.
Oh.
So, dude, you get fucked quick.
I've gone through games where I didn't have to drink once. It was fucking crazy.
My cousins and I, about round 6, we all got really good. Where we kind of found our groove, and then it starts like to where we're just going around the circle and nobody's getting stacked, and nobody's getting stacked, and nobody's getting stacked, and then we're getting all hyped about it. We're like, come on, when somebody's getting really close to getting stacked, right? We're all, you know how you get when you're drunk. We're getting all hyped, and then boom, that person skips, and you're like, fuck. Now we got to try even harder to get stacked. Or you have that one person that's like, they're knocking it out every time they can get that ping pong ball in the cup. So you're like, we need to stack this motherfucker. This week it was my cousin Sergio that was like that. We couldn't stack him, and the best part is my cousin Christina, she's always like, bitches get stacked, yo. Every time she stacks somebody, she'll stack you, and then she'll be like, bitches get stacked right in your face. But then when she's about to get stacked, like, so the rule is you have to actually slam your cup into theirs to stack
Before
the cup.
they do. Yeah.
And if they manage to get the ping pong ball in just in time, they don't get stacked, right? Well, what she would do is right before we would stack her, she would like slam the cup away so we couldn't get it in the hole.
What a dick.
And then we'd all start laughing and be like, what the fuck? Or she would like, if like the person next to her was like trying to get it in, she would knock the cup away and shit like that. Fucking cheater.
Yeah, and there's a rule: if you make it on the first cup, no matter where you're at, you can put it in front of the other person to make it in.
Oh, we've never done that. We don't play like that just because I didn't hear about that rule until today. I was talking with one of my friends and her boyfriend, and they told me about that rule. So I might tell my cousins about it next time.
Well, that's just like an easy stack rule, basically, right?
I guess it kind of accelerates the game, gets more people stacked.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But also, the first time actually my family played Stack Cup was for my cousin's her graduation. So we all went to College Station, and like my whole family was there, and my whole family were all drinkers except for like my grandma and one of my aunts, but the rest of us are all like heavy drinkers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my cousin was like, hey, let's play Stack Cup. The whole family's here. Mostly everybody's staying in the house, so we'll all just hang out here and play Stack Cup. So it was myself, I think it was 5 of my cousins, one of my aunts and one of my uncles. We all stayed to play Stack Cup. My uncle has been a drinker since he was probably 16 years old, and like consistently, like his house is the one that always has beer, no matter what time of the year it is, no matter what day of the week it is, always has beer. Same with my aunt. So we were playing and we were all having a good old time, joking on each other, having a blast. And then everyone starts getting real drunk about halfway through the night, right? That night I think we killed probably like at least 2 30-packs and like maybe a bottle or 2 of tequila between all of us. I mean, we drank a lot, right? And then we're drinking like in between, right? Because you start getting cocky. You're like, oh, I'm hitting all these shots. I'm not getting stacked on. So you just start sipping on your regular drink, and then you get stacked 2 or 3 times, and you're like, fuck, and it all hits you at the same time. So, we're all kind of doing that, getting super drunk. And then at one point, my cousins and my aunt are like, okay, well, I'm getting kind of drunk. I'm going to sit this one out. And I look at my cousin Sergio, and I'm like, let's do just a guys game. So it was me, him, and my uncle. And at this point, my uncle is trashed. Like, he's right on the edge of blackout and going to bed and just having a small hangover tomorrow, right? Well, my cousin and I are fairly good at the game. Like, we can stack people pretty well. And we kind of give each other that look like, he's going down tonight. Well, we start the game, and right away, boom, I stack him because it's only 3 of us. So as long as it's not him stacking my cousin and my cousin stacking me, we're good. So boom, I stack him right off, and he chugs the beer. Well, then Sergio gets me, and he puts that beer down, and boom, I stack him right off. Right? So he moves it over, and he's chugging that other beer, and then he goes once, goes twice, and boom, I stack him again. Well, we end up doing this to him like 4 times, and every time like he was like 1 beer behind, so he'd have to like chug a beer and move it right before I would like have to wait for him to finish the beer. I'd stack him, and then he'd have to chug another beer so I could stack him again.
Jesus.
So after like the it was after like the 5th or 6th one, he was like, Yahweh, I'm done, right? And he sits down, and you could tell that it's hitting him hard because he started to fall asleep in the chair, and he was like trying to hold on to the wall because he had the spins and shit. Right, shortly after that, we were all like, okay, we're real fucked up. Let's start cleaning up and everybody go to bed because it's 3 or 4 in the morning. You know, we'd been partying since after her graduation that probably ended at like 7. So, and we were drinking before the party, before the graduation, a little bit probably during the graduation, after the graduation, and then partying all the way through, right? Well, my cousin Sergio and I are both big dudes. My uncle's not exactly a small dude, and we had to help him to his bed. So the hallway is probably the width of like 2 normal humans. So we pick him up and we're like holding him on our shoulders so that way he doesn't fall. And I don't know, I still to this day have no idea how we managed this, but we all like waddled down the hall to put him into the bed. The best part is my cousin's like, oh, I clearly remember you guys waddling down that hall because we were so drunk that my cousin Sergio would bounce off of the one side and then I'd hit the other side and bounce off of it. Then Sergio would bounce off the other side all the way down the hall till we put him in his bed. It was a night to remember, that's for sure.
Jesus. You sure you remember that much of it?
All right. Yeah. Well, okay. So I'm going to say one thing that might be controversial. I am a puker. And I don't see that there's anything wrong with puking when you overdrink because you don't end up with a hangover the next day because you just kind of let it all go, right? You still get the fun part, being drunk and everything, but then you throw up all the excess alcohol and then you don't have very much of a hangover the next day. And if anything, it's a hangover that lasts maybe a couple hours and then it's gone.
Yeah, that's never how I've found it.
That's how it works for me.
Jesus. Well, you remember at my bachelor party, I got so drunk I fucking puked that night. I genuinely did not feel better the next day.
Well, see, I don't exactly remember all of your bachelor party.
Yeah, I don't remember large chunks of it either.
There was the one night that was real bad, but I do remember the second or third night. We still got pretty tore up, but we were at the hotel, and you fell asleep talking to Cassie, and I took a picture of you with the phone. You're still like holding the phone, but you're dead ass asleep.
I woke up like that when my alarm went off too that next morning.
That is some talent to be able to fall asleep with your phone in your hand.
Yeah. Yeah, I was fucking out that night.
Oh, dude, I saw a video of some dude was picking his girl's ass. Someone was recording it. Yeah, dude, he's like all up in her butthole. And then he pulls it out. She goes away. He grabs her shoulder to turn her around, puts it in her face to smell it. And then he goes back to hugging. It's like, do I smell? Hey, grab my asshole and like flick around with it and then let me smell it. What the fuck? She was hot.
That is some gnarly ass shit.
Fuck were you watching to come up with that?
Oh, shit. So I was looking up Dora the Explorer, right? And that guy was exploring her Dora all day. Jesus.
Dora the Explorer.
Rule 34, or what? Rule 34 is Rule 38. You know what I'm talking about? Have you guys ever heard of Rule 34?
Oh, is that the rule where if it exists, it's on a porno? Is that what you're talking about?
If it exists, there's a porno of it. Yeah. So there is a Dora the Explorer, probably a back Dora the Explorer, like you said.
It's a good title. Trademark it, Cody. Do it.
Do it.
Make that money, Cody.
Registered, bitch.
Why am I going to work the monkey into it?
You just set him loose with a bunch of naked chicks and see what happens.
Oh, God. Well, have you seen those videos of like tourists in like Asia and shit taking pictures with monkeys and the monkeys grab their boobs?
Oh, yeah. Smart monkeys.
That shit's hilarious because they're always like caught off guard. And it's like, really? Come on now. It's a fucking animal. Literally. An animal.
Literally, yeah.
Do you have those electric scooters down by your houses, right?
Yeah, we have the bird ones
Yeah,
and
those as
the
well.
lime ones, I think, or the green and white ones.
You got
You
them,
guys
Cody,
have
or
them?
no?
What are they?
Oh, never mind. You don't have them.
The
Oh,
electric
okay.
scooters that you can rent, like kind of like the lime bicycles.
Uh-uh. No,
No,
we've got
yeah.
the rental bicycle thing, but we don't have the.
Yeah, they got electric scooters now.
No shit.
It's the fucking future, dude. You
Well,
can
people are pretty pissed about them.
really.
Yeah, because a lot of people that ride them, they don't really give a fuck, and you know how they don't have like a specified location that they
Oh yeah,
go.
they're fucking everywhere. Throw on the ground like it's fucking kids at a park. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah, so they just throw them like in the middle of the freaking street sometimes, in the middle of the sidewalk, and it's pissing off people.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people are real upset about it.
So
You can
what?
charge them at your house for money, dude. Overnight, you get money for charging them.
Yeah, I think it's like $5 a piece.
Wow.
Yeah, how much electricity though? Like
I don't know. Use your fucking neighbor's electricity
that's
outlets.
what I was gonna do. Like fuck you, bitch. I use your Wi-Fi and your electricity, faggot.
Well, the nice thing is you can plug them in outside. You won't have to worry about them getting stolen because they're not your shit.
All right.
If I think it was charged, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm a fucking say it was charged.
Wow, I did not even know that was a thing.
They've gotten banned in a couple of cities already. I think like San Francisco banned them, and mostly California cities have banned them already, just because people are so irresponsible. I used them one weekend, and it makes you take a picture of where you parked it.
Yeah.
Silence
of the Lambs.
Ooh, it's a good book.
It's hard to stay on topic.
Yeah, it is. It is. We're all a bunch of ADD motherfuckers and can't stay on one thought for any length of time.
Maybe we need to go back on our ADD pills. At least I need to go back on fucking Adderall. That shit had me fucked up when I was a kid.
That shit had me fucked up.
It did, dude. I remember. So they put me on it when I was like 8 or 9 years old, and they told me that I was like a zombie sometimes. That I would just be walking around and I'd be sitting there just kind of spacing out and shit. So they ended up taking me off of it. Now I'm all fucking ADD all the time.
I thought that was supposed to be what ADD. Never mind. I thought that was supposed to be what Adderall kept you from doing, was spacing out all the time.
No, Adderall was supposed to calm you down because I had ADHD, so I was always fucking hyper and like asking a million questions and fucking trying to fidget with shit, and I wouldn't stop moving. So Adderall like slows you down big time and makes you like focus, and
it's probably why we all became auto technicians.
I know.
You're gonna fidget with shit all the time.
Yeah. Just playing. Like I used to take my ratchet and spin it around.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever do that?
Yeah.
I used to do that all the time.
Pisses people off. It's funny.
Oh, yeah. There's sometimes where I'll be standing at my toolbox and I'll just be spinning it, going back and forth. And I've done it a couple times where I'm like talking to my boss and I'm sitting there spinning it. And they're like, dude, stop. Fucking noise is annoying.
Suck my dick.
That's what I used to do with air impacts. I'd have to give it 2 or 3, good blasts before I do anything with it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody does that. Every technician I know does it a few
times. The 2 dudes that I worked with never did.
Really?
Yeah, they only used it. Yeah, I know. It's a bunch of sick fucks.
They're too normal. They're fucked up in the head.
Yeah, no kidding.
I think everybody's a little bit damaged. Have you guys seen Crimes of Grindelwald yet?
The fuck is Grindelwald?
No, we were going to go see it the other night when we were in Wisconsin. We were going to go out with Cassie's grandma, but she hasn't seen the first one. So,
well, I went the new Harry Potter movie.
Oh,
it's the Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of Grindelwald.
Yep.
So I went to see it with my cousins, and I have a few theories that maybe I could run by you guys. But I will say it's going into spoiler territories, so we can wait on it if you want.
Yeah, we'll do like a next week's subject, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll do it another week then.
So should I watch the movie?
Have you seen the first one?
So should I watch the movie?
You should watch the first and the second one.
Yeah, you should watch the first one for sure. Have you seen any of the 8 previous ones?
Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I seen the one where he was like, "Hey Harry, guess what?" He's like, "What? You're a wizard." Oh,
Because that's how that goes. That's exactly those lines,
exactly
word
how-
for
yeah.
word.
I think I see the
But-
first 3 or 4. I've read 5 books. That's
Okay, so you have homework. You need to finish the Harry Potter series, cry
Jesus.
your eyes out, get over the fact of what happened, and then watch the new Fantastic Beasts.
Cry
Wait,
your
don't they
eyes
fall in
out.
love and then Harry is like,
Harry fucks the shit out of Hermione in the last book, and they
Yeah,
go
but
into gory detail. So you need to catch up, dude.
God
I mean,
damn it.
he goes
Doesn't
ham.
Ron date her now or something? I don't fucking know. Is it incest?
Why would she fall in love with the redhead? Come on now. Whoever
Because he has
falls
no
in love
life,
with the
so
redhead?
he doesn't give a shit
Ginger
about anything. He's a
Fox.
bad boy.
Whoever falls in love with a fucking redhead. Good
As
thing Cassie's not
Jordan's-
listening right now.
Yeah, I know. I've got headphones in, so she can't hear any of it.
She's gonna fucking hate me. She's probably gonna send me a text and be like, "I fucking did."
Yeah, fucking asshole.
You fucking asshole.
Okay, so let's rewind this a little bit. Where in the world did you cry your eyes out in the Harry Potter series?
Yeah, pussy.
It was when my Lord and Savior Voldemort died.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
I mean, because he was the protagonist, right? Voldemort was the protagonist. Harry's the antagonist.
It's the other way around,
The whole
actually.
time? No, there's no way. It's the story of how Voldemort came to power, and this fucking dickhead Harry laid him in front of all of his followers.
That would be an extremely interesting way to spin the story if somebody redid this story.
I mean, it's possible, right? It's a story about a dysfunctional kid who wasn't loved by his parents, was angry at the world, somehow became the most powerful wizard, and some fucking little dickhead comes and fucks his shit up.
Because, oh, I killed your mom and your dad. Oh, whoop de doo. You see what Batman's doing?
Right? Exactly.
He doesn't go down alleyways anymore. Fucking faggot.
He's trying to make other people understand his situation. Look, now you know what it's like to not have a fucking mom and a dad. It's shitty. This is why you got to fuck shit up. If we had a bigger following, we would have some mad motherfuckers of me saying that.
Yes.
Just so people know, I am 100% on the side of Harry in this one. All right, I love Harry Potter. I love how the series turned out. Just
Need a
everything
football
was good about it. It's just kind of funny to push people's buttons.
We were kind of
Yes.
pumped the other night when we got to the hotel. We were flipping through stations to try and looking for something to watch, and they had the entire Harry Potter series on Sci-Fi. Fuck yeah!
Really,
Yeah.
usually it's on Freeform, that ABC Family bullshit that they changed it into.
Yeah.
It's like every other weekend. Harry Potter marathon. How many fucking times can you watch a Harry Potter marathon on the same fucking network with commercials? Because to do like all of them, it's like what, like 18 or 19 hours, something
Yeah.
ridiculous like that.
And they got to edit for commercials and cut shit out for time and
Fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's got to be like a 3-day thing to watch all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I don't know
So-
if it smells like shit or my breath stinks. Can smell my breath? Does it smell like shit? Like little shit?
Jaro, have you been eating your turds again?
No, I got bad breath, dude. I keep smelling like shit in this area. So I don't know if my balls smell, my butthole's leaking.
It's called halitosis, and it's hitting the computer screen and bouncing back into your face.
I knew it.
Poor Tiffany. Imagine having to sleep next to him with fucking asshole breath like that.
No, but in reality, the suspense is killing me. What smells like shit?
It's his upper lip, bro. Fucking Tiffany gave him a dirty Sanchez.
Ooh.
That's how you know you're comfortable with your partner, is when they give you a fucking dirty Sanchez.
Oh boy.
13 years and still not comfortable.
You should take a shit with her in the bathroom, talking to her about groceries.
Yeah,
or something.
Cody, are you guys at that point where
No.
you can shit with the door open?
No.
I feel like that's the ultimate sign of love, is when you could take a shit with the door open.
Yep. Sometimes I yell at her because I'm taking a nasty shit. I'm like, "This is a bad one. You have to leave. I need to be alone for this one." Like,
No, I hate when people try to talk to me while I'm taking a shit.
I don't know if I sent you guys a video, but there's a dude at my work. I was wanting to go take a shit, and he's like talking to me. I went into the bathroom stall. The motherfucker keeps talking to me for a good 5-10 minutes, man. I'm like, I have to shit, and you're sitting there talking to me through the goddamn stall. He's like washing his hand. He was done with everything he was doing. I'm like, hey, can you fucking leave? You dickhead. I have to shit.
I fucking hate when people do that shit. I want to murder motherfuckers when they do that.
I know.
Like,
annoying.
I mean, really, I want to fucking murder motherfuckers. I used to have service advisors that would need like an update on their vehicles, and I'd be in the bathroom taking a shit, and they'd walk in and be like, Efren? And then you're like, do I answer? Do I not answer? And then they'd be like, I know you're in here. And then they'd be asking you, and I'd be like, leave me the fuck alone. This is literally like the most private thing I could be doing right now.
Hella rude, dude. They can't even fucking wait and patient ass.
Right? I mean, short of fucking jerking off, this is like my private time, my time to think. Leave me the fuck alone. I hate it when people talk to me when I'm on the shitter. But anyways, I really hate it when people talk to me while I'm on the shitter. It is the worst thing. But
that is why I'm genuinely glad I work in an office and people can't follow me into the shitter.
At the shop, I have my own private, not on my own private shitter, but like where the offices are upstairs, there's a shitter there, and only like 3 or 4 of us actually ever use it, so it's nice. The only thing is the light bulb's burnt out, so you have to shit in the dark. But
That's extra relaxing.
It's like you almost want to take a nap up there.
So tell me why you were telling that story about you and somebody was talking to you. I imagine the whole bathroom dark for some reason. That's fucking crazy.
That would be weird.
It's completely dark, and all you hear is a gigantic splash in the background.
Efren,
I know you're in here.
Just completely quiet. Bloop, bloop. Oh, that was good.
So at work, when I take shits, everybody knows it's me taking the shit. Like, Jaro takes the worst shits ever. So I hold it until I have to go, so I rush my ass to the bathroom. As soon as, like, my boxers reach my kneecaps, they fucking blow up my asshole, dude. Like, oh, there's Jaro, fucking shitting by himself, taking battle shits. Like,
I've taken shits like that before. So, have you ever taken a shit so good you get fucking goose pimples?
Yes.
Yeah. That's what you call them?
Oh, dude. Goosebumps, goose pimples, same shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I call them mummy hands.
Mummy hands? What the fuck?
You sound stupid. Just kidding.
What the fuck?
What the
Fuck.
Who the fuck calls it mummy hands, you dipshit? God damn. You're dumb as fuck.
That's what I was asking. I was like, mummy hands? What the fuck?
Where
so
did that even come from?
I will say that's pretty
God.
creative. Now, every time I refer to him, I'm going to refer to him as fucking mummy hands, all right? You bastards better remember.
Hashtag mummy hands. We'll have t-shirts that say it. Links in description below.
Bullshit Brigade, hashtag mummy hands.
That's what's going to be in this description, mummy hands.
All of a sudden, if we do this on Twitter, all of a sudden we're going to have like 5,000 people sending us pictures of them with goosebumps.
And no, the best part is they're going to be sending us pictures of them on the shitter with goosebumps.
Yeah.
Look, it happened.
But for real, when you take a shit and you get fucking goosebumps, isn't that the best?
Your body knows. Like,
Yes.
Because it's just like, oh my god, fucking expelling those demons.
Yeah, definitely. I don't. I usually always get that whenever I travel. Whenever you get off the plane, you know, you got to drop a deuce.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh
You ever
yeah.
been on a plane?
No, I love when I take a shit after I get off the plane. Actually, at Dallas Love Field, there's actually a bathroom. Like, you know how when you get off the plane, the bathroom's always fucking full of people because everyone that got off the plane has to take a shit.
Yep.
Okay, well, at Love Field, I actually know where there's a bathroom that most people don't know about, so it's always fucking empty. The only people I ever see in there are employees. And it's actually outside of the security area. Like, you walk past the security guard leaving the terminal, you make a right, you go up like 3 stairs, and there's a bathroom there. And it's almost like a private fucking bathroom. It is awesome. So every time I get off the plane, I go in there and I take a shit.
Have you ever thought that maybe the only reason you ever see employees in there is because it's employees only?
No, there's no sign that says employees only.
Okay. All right.
Like, who the fuck's this
It's
ass?
just an
Hey.
open bathroom.
This random dude with a fucking backpack just walked in. Should we be afraid?
Right? And then I'm brown. That doesn't help anything. Good thing I can't grow a big old long beard like you, Cody. Otherwise, I'd be tackled to the ground every time I went in to take a shit.
Yeah.
All a snack bar.
The upside to that is I'd never have to worry about where to take a shit. I would just have to worry about a new fresh pair of pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somehow, though, this is going to be off topic too, but somehow having the beard for some reason always tells people I'm an American.
Yeah, because you're white.
Well, no, it's like when we were in Europe, it's like every time I would not even be saying something to somebody and they just walk by and go, "Oh, hello." Like, how the fuck do you know I speak English, asshole?
Well, I think it's also because English is like the most spoken language in the world.
Right.
So there's a good chance that you speak English, even if you were from a different country.
But still.
You should be like, "Hey."
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, really.
Supposedly, one of the biggest ways that Americans really stand out is one where a lot of us are fatter than most, but you don't have to worry about that, Cody. But also, like wearing a baseball cap.
Yeah.
Most Europeans don't wear baseball caps.
No.
So, like me,
yeah.
I would stick out like a sore thumb because I wear a fucking baseball cap everywhere.
And you know what we ran into when we were in Europe in January is it's not a stereotype. Americans are fucking rude.
Oh yeah.
Oh my.
Oh yeah,
God.
for sure.
Holy hell.
So
And we're hated. We're hated all over.
Absolutely.
So-
Cassie and I were joking about we were just going to start telling people we were Canadian just to avoid the hate and the questions about why Trump.
Oh, we started telling people we were from Mexico because we were getting shit.
Yeah.
When we were over there, you'd be talking with somebody, they'd be all hunky dory, happy and stuff, and then they'd be like, "Oh, where are you from?" And you say, "Oh, from the United States," and all of a sudden they don't want to have anything to do with you.
Yeah.
So we
It's like
started telling
that,
people we were
damn.
from fucking Mexico. Yeah. And then I'd start to speak to them in Spanish, and they'd be like, "Oh, okay," and then they were fine. Like even at restaurants, dude, you'd be talking to your waiter or waitress, and they'd, "Oh, where are you guys from?" And we'd say United States, and all of a sudden they did not want to speak to you. Like they would still serve you and stuff, but it was very minimal interaction.
Yeah.
What if you're super nice?
Still, I mean, like I said, you would
it's
be
a
having a
stigma.
full-blown conversation with them.
Yeah.
I don't want to lie.
No, I just prefer to tell people I'm Canadian anyways, but
Well, I mean, technically, it's not a lie to say that I'm Mexican because I am
Right.
Mexican. And I don't do it because I'm not proud of being American. I am very proud of being American. It's just I don't want to have to deal with that kind of shit on my vacation. I don't want to have to deal with people fucking hating me because they really don't know our country very well. And yeah, there's a lot of shitty parts to what's going on right now, but most of us are awesome fucking people,
Right.
Just because the color of your skin, it's red, white, and blue. God damn it, that's what freedom looks like. You son of a bitch.
So speaking of taking awesome shits, there was something I left out of my perfect shitting situation at the house.
Oh,
It's actually I actually don't use it as much as the house as I should, but I do keep it in my backpack that I carry with me everywhere. Is poopery. Remember I brought that with us on our trip to Vegas? Dude, I carry that poopery with me everywhere. It is amazing.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah. Poopery needs to hit us up for a sponsorship because I go through like a bottle a fucking month, dude. I use it every time I shit in public or at work. I got my baby wipes and my poopery.
So does that make you self-conscious about your shits?
No,
Right.
I think that just makes me courteous to other people and the courteous that I don't want to fucking smell like dirty asshole all day because I like to clean up.
What about a courtesy flush? You ever believe in those?
They don't work as well as I have some mean shits, bro. They don't work that well. I mean, it gets rid of like half of the smell, but not all of it. Poopery does all of it. It keeps that smell in there.
What you do is get like a spray bottle and put like vinaigrette in it because it's just the oil base on top, so it won't smell. It's like basically what it is, right? With the scent.
I guess, but I like that lemony scent too.
Oh, that one was
lemony
bomb, dude. I came into your guys' bathroom to take a shit because of poopery.
Everybody did.
That shit
Melissa
works,
and I were
dude.
joking about that. We were joking about that after we left Vegas. That we were like, man, everybody started using our bathroom to take a shit, and we had 2 bathrooms in our freaking suite.
I know. I left Mom's suite to go to your guys' to take a shit.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Bullshit Brigade. That's enough bullshit for this week. Join us next week for even more bullshit.